Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about my NECA Friday the 13th Part 2 Ultimate Jason Voorhees figure. And as you can see, this is like the actual box art for the figure itself. And of course this is based on his appearance in Friday the 13th Part 2. And that is one of my favorite Friday the 13th films, But of course, we know Jason doesn't have his hockey mask in this film, because it takes place right after the events of the first film, and we all know who the killer was in that particular film. But anyway, I'm gonna be going ahead and touching on this in my, I guess you could say my so-called review or discussion. But anyway, here I go though. So as you can see, this is the particular like boss art for this particular NECA figure, Friday the 13th Part 2. Now it is a difference in the actual like poster, because this was like the actual theatrical poster. But if I can remember correctly, they didn't have this image of who jumping out the water grabbing like the girl in the boat. I guess that's Jason. They didn't have that particular image in the actual theatrical poster. It was basically like this poster of like the silhouette of the person, like the killer, and the axe in the hand. Because at the time you didn't know who the killer was, until you saw the movie. Because I know like the first one had like the knife in the hand, but this particular poster for Part 2 actually had like the axe in the hand. As you see, I have four of these, as you can see. Of this one I just recently got, Part 2. Then there are Part 3, 4, and 6. There's also like a dream sequence one, Jason too. I'm not too thrilled on getting. And there's also like the Nintendo ones too as well, but I'm not too big on getting those, But who knows? Plus, like I said, the 18, like the quarter-inch one, that's the one I'm definitely looking forward to. And it's based on the final chapter, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But anyway, here's the actual box, like I said, itself. Of course, as you can see, it has like the usual window art. When you open it, like this window right here, you see like an image of how Jason looks the figure, which is cool. And I think this is called like a pickaxe, if I'm not mistaken. And he has like a flame thing right here that comes with him too, like one of the accessories. And of course you can see Jason in the box to himself, And this is when he's wearing like the bag sack, the burlap sack over his head. And as you can see the various accessories that I touch on in my discussion, Another thing too, that you have a side image of Jason right here, like he's busting through the window. And I can recall that scene kind of in the film too as well, Plus you have like images on the back of him of how the figure looks to itself, Like you have like one image up here, like just like a couple images, and plus that image of like his mother's head, Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees. You see her head right on the table. Now that's actually from the movie though, It also has like a little scripture to Miss Voorhees is dead, and Camp Crystal Lake is shut down, but a camp next to the infamous place is stalked by unknown and silent. And of course we know that turns out to be Jason, once you actually see it, But anyway, I'm going to open this up and take it out, and I'm going to talk about it. Alright. And this right is like the actual, I forget what they call these, the innard of the box, Like I said, I don't use these, like the background, because it looks like it's like a forest or something like that, as you can see. Okay, as you can see, this is the NECA Ultimate Part 2 Jason Voorhees figure. And like I said, I'm going and just touch on all the accessories and stuff that he does come with, Okay, like first of all, you have like and he has a lot of items too. He has like a fireplace, which I think is cool, You actually have to put it together like this, where it's like the actual flame. Then they have like the little rocks and like wood, Then I think you just sit it in here, like it just sticks in here. And you stick it in there like that. And see, actually I got it propped in there. Now I think that's a nice little touch right there. I think that's kind of awesome, So I put that to the side. Now another thing he has is like the actual weapons, of course, that were actually in the film itself, Like he has like this pickaxe. And it's actually bloody too as well. You see the blood on it. I think that's a nice little touch, awesome. He has like this spear that I remember he used like on a couple, like in the bed, like when they're in the bed. He actually had used this spear like and stabbed him like a double impalement. I always thought that scene was kind of awesome, you know. He also has like this pitchfork too as well. He also have like a little butcher knife too, as you can see, like a butcher knife. Now these aren't blooded, you know, that much. And he also has like this machete, which has like this weird like curve on it, you know. I think that's kind of cool. Okay. Now another thing too, he also comes with like an alternate head, like the actual Jason face, you know, like his face when like the bag is actually taken off his face, you know. You actually get to see it, and it looks exactly how he does like in the movie too, you know. I think that's kind of cool how they have like the eye. Like one eye is actually up on the other side, and the other one is kind of lower. You know, like he has like deformed like face. You know, his hair was even long. You know. Another thing too, you actually have Pamela Voorhees' head too as well. Like his mother's head, you actually have her head as well. I think that's cool. They even have like the little stuff hanging from her neck. You know, that's a nice gruesome touch. And of course, we have the actual Jason figure itself right here, as you can see. Now, of course, he has like the usual like articulation, you know. You can kind of turn his head, you know, kind of, you know, his waist. You can't really turn too much because it's actually connected. It's like these overalls that he has on, so you really can't really bother them too much, you know. And they're kind of like loose up here too. Like where you can actually like pull the strap somewhat, you know. I'm not gonna bother too much. Almost like you can take these off, you know. Even on the back you can see it. Like you actually can almost pull them off, but you can't, you know. And this is exactly how he looks like in the film itself. He looks exactly like this, like in the movie, you know. Like of course I have like the actual like movies, you know. This is my ancient box set. I gotta get me a new one, you know. But yeah, like Jason, like, you know, another thing is cool. You can actually see his eye through the bag, just how it was like in the movie. You can see his eye through the hole. I think that's awesome. You actually see the rope that's tied around the neck too, which keeps the bag secure around his neck. You can see like the rope itself too, like tied around his neck. You can move his arms like up, you know, like that. You can like bend them out like straight out. His hands and stuff can turn. And he also has like blood like on his hands too as well, as you can see. There's like some blood on them. So yeah, his arms can be turned. Even this one can be bent out and up like that. You know, you can move them out. Good articulation. His legs can be kicked up like that. You can bend his leg too. Good articulation, you know. I tend to keep him like kind of straight, you know. Kind of like Jason is kind of like a stiff type person, you know. He's not really like agile like that, you know. Oh yeah, and this is the Jason that was running too. Well, I mean, he ran on part 3 and 4 too as well, but this one right here was running a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna just touch on like the different accessories, you know. Because as you can see, it's like I got Jason with the pickaxe in his hand. I think that's cool. That was weapon he was kind of using, not to spoil the film, you know, like kind of mostly towards the end a lot, you know. And there he is also with the machete in his hand too as well. Awesome, you know. I probably use like the pickaxe mostly when I pose him. I think this is an awesome figure though. Now the machete, I kind of had a little trouble getting in his hand, but I got it in there though. As you can see, there's the butcher knife in his hand too as well. And as you can see, there's the pitchfork in Jason's hand too as well. And there's also that spear that he got from like that one guy, I forget his name because I know he didn't die. I forget what his name was. Not a spoilers though, but yeah, I got it from him because it had like the mask on him when he went in the house. And he took the mask off and he got the spear and he went up the stairs. And that's when he did a double impalement on her. I always thought that was kind of cool, that sequence. Now this one thing I think is kind of odd is that you have Miss Voorhees' head, you know, but at the same time, you know, I think it's like in the previous like figure version that I think NECA did, it came with a table that you actually can put her head on the table. So I think that would have been kind of cool. And I know a lot of people have been saying they should have included like the table again, so you can just have her head sitting on the table. Because other than that, it's just like sitting there. You know, you can't really like do anything with it. You can put it like around a fire, I guess, you know, which I think is cool. I think this fire is awesome. I like how that looks, you know. So what I'm doing now is put on Jason's alternate head, like his actual face underneath. I'm gonna put that on now. As you can see, you just pop it on off, you know. It's like on the peg thing. And then you just put this other one on. And then as you can see, here's Jason, like with his actual alternate head, like his actual look in this particular film. And plus, you know, this is also before, you don't actually ever get to see when Jason shaved like his hair off, but this is before he shaved his hair off, like when it went into part 3, because you know part 3 started right after this, but on that one, that's when he's actually bald, like the Jason that we know, you know. But in this particular film, he still had like hair and stuff. You can see he was like balding at the top though, like up there. And this is exactly how you look in the film. I think NECA did such a great job, like the actual like detail, like in his face. This is exactly how Jason looked on the movie, you know. And it's not for that long of a sequence. It's just like when like she's having like the dream like sequence, you know, like where like he jumps through the window, you know, and attacks her, you know. That's what it's not really that long of a sequence, you know, but that is it, you know. I think that is so awesome though, like excellent like detail, you know, that NECA provided on this figure, you know. The people behind these figures are, well, the director of these is known as Randy Falk. I'm not going to touch on all of them, I know some of them kind of change, you know, but I know the director is always the same. It's like Randy Falk. So I think they did a good job on like the direction of these figures. They pay such extreme attention to like, the detail of how the character actually looked in the movie, you know. So I think that is so awesome, you know. And here's like another good look at the actual bag sack, burlap sack, I think they call it. Or bag sack, potato sack, you know, and they had like various names for it, you know. Okay, so there you have it. That's my NECA Ultimate Part 2 Jason. So what I'm gonna do now is just show them like with my other like NECA Ultimate Jason figures. Okay, as you can see, there's my NECA Ultimate Jason collection right there, you know. So I have Part 2, I have Part 3, the final chapter, and Part 6, you know. And I think these are excellent figures. So yeah, like I said again, I think Part 2 is superb. They did a good job, like NECA, like the detail, the look of the figure is awesome. I would definitely recommend these figures. If you're a fan of like the Friday the 13th film series, like Jason Voorhees in general, I would definitely recommend buying these figures. They are awesome, you know. Now these are 7 inches like in length, you know. But like they also have like a couple other Jasons out there too. I'm not too thrilled about getting like the Nintendo one, like the Dream Seekers one. I'm not too big on those, but I would definitely love to get my hands on the quarter scale final chapter Jason. This one right here, which is like an 18-inch huge Jason. I would definitely love to get my hands on that one. You know, kind of that one is on the way. You know, okay. Okay, there's my NECA Ultimate Part 2 Jason figure, you know. I would definitely recommend this figure, like I said again, I know I'll say like over and over, you know, especially if you're a fan of like just like Jason Voorhees, or if you're a fan of this particular Jason in general, you know, because he hadn't had the hockey match yet, he didn't get to like the 3rd film, you know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this figure. This is awesome, superb. The detailing on it is like just excellent. It looks exactly how he does like in the movie. I would definitely recommend this figure, you know. So that's my, I guess you could say review for the NECA Friday the 13th Part 2 Ultimate Jason Voorhees figure. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.